Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Narsimhavamana Srimadhusudana Rajendra Nandana Shama Narsimhavamana Srimadhusudana Rajendra Nandana Shama Putana Gatana Kaita Bashatana Jaya Dasarati Rama 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 Yashoda Dhulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara 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 Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Uvana Sundara Bhora 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 Ravana Thakura Makana Taskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari 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 Brajera Rakala Gopa Vrindapala Chitta Hari Vamsidhari 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 Yogendra Bandhana Shri Nanda Nandana Brajajana Bhayahari Yogindra Nandana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari Yogindra Bandhana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari Yogindra Bandhana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari Navinane Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari Navinane Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari Navinane Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari Yashodanandana Kamsani Shudana Nikunjarasa Vilasi 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 Kadambakanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi Kadambakanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi Kadambakanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi Ananda Vardhana Premani Ketana Pulasharayo Jakakama Ananda Vardhana Premani Ketana Pulasharayo Jakakama Ananda Vardhana Premani Ketana Pulasharayo Jakakana Ananda Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma Yamuna Jivana Kili Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Yamuna Jivana Kili Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namashudaras Goa Krishna Yash Rako Vachana Manamora Namashudaras Goa Krishna Yash Rako Vachana Manamora Vibhavari Shesha Loka Provesha Nidratari Ota Jiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Haribo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Nasta Prayeshu Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter number 26, Text number 17.
今日係閱讀聖典報告雅談第11篇第26章嘅第17詩節。
Have we got some book for the ladies?
They have told us.
They have a phone?
Yeah.
They're all on the phone.
Okay. Makes it easier.
Modern Bible something.
And they got the whole Bhagavatam in the phone? Or just
Veda-based.
Veda-based?
Veda-based.
We'll get it from Veda-based, okay. I'm also doing that. Okay, Kim
Kim
Etaya
Etaya
No
No
Prakritam Rajva
Rajva
Va Sarpachetasa
Chapachetasa
Drashtu
Drastu
Swarupa Viduso
Swarupa Vidusu
Swarupa Viduso
Drastu
Yoham Yad Ajitendriya
Jitendriya
Kim etayano prakritam
Kim Etayano
Kim etayano prakritam
Kim Etayano Pakritam
Rajvava Sarpachetasa Rajvava Sarpachetasa
Rajtvavasapachetasa
Drashtu Swarupa Viduso Drashtu Swarupa Viduso
Drastu Swarupa Viduso
Yoham Yad Ajitendriya
Yoham Yat Ajitendriya
Yoham Yad Ajitendriya
Yoham Yat Ajitendriya
Kim etaya no prakritam
Kim Teyayano
Rajvava Sarpachetasa
Rajtvavasapachetasa
Drashtu Swarupa Viduso
Drastu Swarupa Viduso
Yoham Yad Ajitendriya
Yoham Yat Ajitendriya
Kim etayano prakritam
Kim Etayano Pakritam
Rajvava Sarpachetasa
Rajtvavasapachetasa
Drashtu Swarupa Viduso
Swarupa Viduso
Yoham Yad Ajitendriya
Yoham Yat Ajitendriya Kim Etayano Pakritam Rajtvavasapachetasa Drastu Swarupa Viduso Yoham Yat Ajitendriya
Kim Etayano Prakritam
Kim Etayano Pakritam Rajtvavasapachetasa Drastu Swarupa Viduso Yoham Yat Ajitendriya Kim Etayano Pakritam Rajtvavasapachetasa Drastu Swarupa Viduso
Yoham yad ajitendriya.
Kim etayat no pakritam Radvat vasapasjetasaha Drishtu swarupa viduso Yoham yad ajitendriyaha Kim etayano pakritam Rajvavasapachetasaha Drastu swarupa viduso Yoham yad ajitendriyaha.
Anybody else? Did you chant?
Kim etyano prakritam
Kim etayano pakritam Rajvavasapachetasaha Drishtu swarupa viduso
Yoyam yad ajitendriyaha
Yoham yad ajitendriyaha.
You chanted already? Kim.
Kim.
What?
What? Some more?
Etaya.
Etaya.
By her.
By her. 被他
Na.
Na.
To us.
To us. 對我們
Apakritam.
Apakritam.
Offense has been done.
Offense has been done. 作出的冒犯
Rajva.
Rajva.
By a rope.
By the rope. 繩索
Va.
Va.
Or.
Or 或者
Sarpachetasaha.
Sarpachetasaha.
Who is thinking it to be a snake?
Who is thinking to be a snake? 誰認為是蛇
Drashtu.
Drashtu.
Of such a seer.
Of such a seer. 這樣的觀看者的
Swarupa.
Swarupa.
The real identity.
The real identity. 真正的身份
Avidusaha.
Avidusaha.
Who does not understand.
Who does not understand. 誰不明白
Ya.
一
Who.
Who 誰
Aham.
Aham.
I.
I 我
Yat.
Yet.
Because of.
Because of 因為
Ajita indriyaha.
Ajita indriyaha.
Have it. Oh. Just. I lost my. Having not controlled the senses.
Having not controlled the senses. 尚未控制感官
Translation. How can I blame her for my trouble when I myself am ignorant of my real spiritual nature? I did not control my senses, and so I am like a person who mistakenly sees a harmless rope as a snake.
譯文當我處於自己的真正靈性本性時，我怎能因為自己煩惱而責備他呢？我尚未控制一己的感官，所以我就像一個錯把無害的繩子當成蛇的人。
Purport. When a person mistakes a rope for a snake, he becomes fearful and anxious. Such fear and anxiety are, of course, illusion, since the rope can never bite. Similarly, one who mistakenly thinks that the material illusory energy of the Lord exists for his personal sense gratification will certainly bring down on his head an avalanche of material illusory fear and anxiety. King Pururava frankly admits here that the young lady Urvasi is not to blame. After all, it was Pururava who mistakenly considered her to be an object of his personal enjoyment, and therefore he suffered the reactions by the laws of nature. Pururava himself was the offender for trying to exploit the external form of Urvasi.
要指當人錯把繩子當做蛇，會焦慮害怕。誠然，這種害怕和焦慮是幻象，因為繩子決不咬人。同樣，人若錯誤地認為主的物質迷幻能量的存在是為了一己的感官享樂，必被令人迷幻的物質恐懼和憂慮的雪崩當頭棒喝。Pururava 王在此坦誠承認，年輕的 Urvasi 女郎不應受到指責，畢竟是 Pururava 錯把 Urvasi 當做他私人的享樂，所以在自然法律的作用下，他經受活動的苦果。Pururava 本人是一名冒犯者，他試圖剝削利用 Urvasi 的外在形體。
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're hearing in this chapter about the importance of association.
喺呢個章節裏邊呢，就係去認識聯誼的重要性。
Association is 98% of our Krishna consciousness.
聯誼呢，就係我哋 Krishna 知覺嘅98佔咗係有98% 嘅重要性。
We recognize a devotee by association.
我哋呢係透過聯誼呢係去認識奉獻者。
It is said, there's a common saying in English that say, birds of the feather flock together.
就喺一個外國嘅呢個寓言裏邊呢，就講到一隻雀仔嗰啲嘅羽毛呢，佢哋呢係會集合一起嘅。
There's a Changyu. There's a saying in Chinese for that. You know it? Ui Lei Chu.
哦，喺中國呢，亦都有一個嘅諺語嘅，係 the things grouped together of the same kind.
Yeah.
物語係咯，講咗啦。
你們知道嗎？ Okay. So, yes, association is the purpose of our Krishna consciousness movement is to provide this association.
咁就係我哋國際 Krishna 知覺協會咧，佢嘅成立咧就係為咗大家嘅一齊聯誼。
You can come to temple and associate with devotees and learn about Krishna consciousness.
可以嚟到去廟宇咧，係跟隨奉獻者嘅聯誼咧，學習 Krishna 知覺嘅知識。
Just like people who are drunkards, they will associate with other drunkards.
就好似醉酒嘅人咧，佢哋係中意同其他飲酒嘅人一起嘅。
And we know also how here in Hong Kong, people like gambling very much.
就好似喺香港咧，好多人咧都中意賭博嘅。
Right? And go to Macau,
去
gamble.
到澳門啊，
And they will like to associate with each other. They'll have their friends there.
佢哋咧好中意咧去到澳門啦，咁大家起埋一齊啦。
I was in Bangkok. In Bangkok, they have a bus goes every day, takes people to this casino, which is it's in some other country. They go to a border near some border, and it takes everybody to the casino. They go out from Bangkok. They will go to this casino.
咁就好似喺泰國裏邊啦，就係喺呢個泰國邊境嗰度咧，就已經有每日咧係有呢個巴士咧係帶啲客人咧乘坐呢個巴士咧去到賭場嘅。
So like that, people with common interests, the people who have the same interests, they associate together. So people who have interest in spiritual culture, they will associate also together.
就好似同樣咁，如果係某啲人咧，佢哋有共同嘅興趣嘅時候咧，佢哋咧係會集合一起咧係聯誼嘅。就好似我哋嘅靈修啦，就係我哋咧係一齊咁樣去集合一起咧，就係去學習有關於靈修嘅知識。
So here, this verse is spoken by one king, Pururava, and he had the experience, he had a love affair with a woman from the heavenly planets named Urvasi.
喺呢個章節裏邊咧，國王 Pururava 啦，佢就係有機會咧係同一位從天堂而嚟嘅天堂女郎啦，就係叫做 Urvasi。
And so said the ladies in the heavenly planets are very, very beautiful.
咁呢個有講到咧，呢個女士咧 Urvasi 咧喺天堂裏邊咧，佢係一個美女嚟嘅。
So this Pururava became so much fascinated, he was so much attached to this woman, to enjoying this woman, Urvasi.
因此咧 Pururava 個王咧，佢就非常之渴望咧，能夠同呢一位嘅天堂女郎咧喺埋一起。
But she went back to heaven and she left him. And when she left him, then he was feeling the pain of the broken heart.
咁當呢個天堂女郎咧翻去天堂呢個星球嘅時候咧，國王咧 Pururava 咧，佢就感到咧係非常之心痛啦、心碎啦，同埋非常之傷心。
So sometimes men, when a woman will leave them, then the man becomes a woman hater, and he'll hate women. Blame all women are so hard-hearted and so cruel, nasty.
咁就好似啦，如果現今嘅就係話譬如話有啲女士咧離開佢嘅伴侶時候咧，咁嗰個男士咧就會感到非常之心碎啦，之餘咧佢哋會非常之憤怒咧，同埋咧係時常咧都會責備女士嘅。
But Pururava later he realized that it was his fault, that it wasn't the woman's fault, it was his fault.
但係 Pururava 王咧，佢就係唔同啦。佢係最後係發現咧，其實咧唔係呢個女士 Urvasi 嘅錯，而係佢自己本人嘅錯誤。
He was thinking that the woman was there just for his enjoyment.
佢首先咧就係認為啊，呢個女士嘅存在咧就係供給佢咧係享樂嘅。
So this is the example is given just like someone may mistake a rope for a snake.
咁呢個嘅錯誤咧，就好似一個人咧將一條繩索咧當做一條蛇。
So the rope is harmless, but a snake is deadly.
但係繩索咧係唔會傷害人噶嘛，但係蛇咧就會傷害人啦。
One of our devotees just wrote to me, he said his mother died of a snake bite just recently.
咁有個奉獻者咧講俾我聽，佢嘅母親咧係被一條毒蛇咧咬死嘅。
So it's still, there's a lot of snakes around and they can be deadly.
咁就係譬如話我哋周邊咧好多蛇嘅時候咧，就非常之即係受到死亡嘅威脅。
I was in Taiwan and there's quite a few snakes around there.
咁我都去過台灣，咁嗰個地方咧都有好多蛇係出沒嘅。
You go into the forests and the mountain areas, there's snakes around.
咁如果你去到呢個山區咧，又或者係啲森林嗰度咧，咁真係有蛇嘅存在嘅。
So you have to be very careful.
咁因此咧，要非常之小心。
One devotee was saying, he said, snakes are envious of humans because the humans have legs. The snake doesn't have any legs.
有人講咧，就係話蛇咧係妒忌人啊，佢妒忌人咧係有兩隻腳啊，而蛇佢本人咧係冇腳啊，因此咧蛇係好妒忌人嘅。
And so they see you coming by with your legs, they may bite you.
而如果一條蛇見到你咧，咁你係將咧就會咬嗰個人嘅腳嘅先。
Especially if you kick them. If you're not careful where you're walking and you may walk and you kick them, then they get angry.
尤其是咧，我哋係譬如行路時候唔小心咧，係踢到啲蛇嘅時候咧，啲蛇就會非常之憤怒嘅。
So of course we see a snake, a snake, we're afraid, we feel fear.
咁當我哋見到蛇咧，我哋本人咧就會好驚慌嘅啦。
Then sometimes people will make the mistake in the dark. They may see the rope and they think it's a snake.
好多人咧喺黑夜嘅時候咧，如果佢哋係就算見到一條繩咧，佢哋咧都會認為咧嗰條繩係蛇嚟嘅。
The snakes are often more active in the night.
咁咧，因為蛇咧喺夜晚出沒啊嘛。
In Mayapur, there's a lot of snakes still.
喺麥蒲咧呢個地方亦都係有好多蛇嘅。
And you see them in the night. They come out. They're crawling around.
咁佢哋呢啲蛇咧喺夜晚咧就出沒嘅。
So you have to be careful.
因此非常之小心。
So the example is given that people sometimes they're so afraid of snakes that they see a rope, they think it's a snake.
由於人咧係好害怕蛇咧，因此咧當佢哋咧見到一條繩咧，佢哋都會當作係一條蛇嚟嘅。
So Pururava is saying that some people may think of all women as being very dangerous.
咁就係 Pururava 王咧，佢都係有人話俾佢聽咧，就係話女士咧係危險嘅人物嚟嘅。
No, it's a woman. Oh, be careful. Oh, watch out, dangerous.
就話女士好危險嘅，同佢哋保持距離好啲。
But that's wrong. Women are not dangerous.
咁但係咧，女士並不危險嘅。
But if the man thinks to enjoy the woman, that is dangerous.
但係如果個男士咧認為咧呢個女士係供給佢享樂嘅話咧，咁呢樣咧就危險啦。
The fault is in the thinking of the man. There's no fault in the woman.
咁呢個諗法咧係嚟自男士嘅，並不是嚟自女士嘅。
If the man thinks that women are just there for their own sense gratification, then that is very wrong.
咁如果一個男士咧認為女士咧係給予去作樂嘅話咧，咁呢個諗法就係錯啦。
So we have to learn that the women are also the energy of the Supreme Lord.
我哋要明白到咧，女士咧亦都係至尊主嘅能量之一。
Just as men, and all living entities, they're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord.
所有嘅生物體咧都係至尊主嘅所屬部分。
So we're all meant for the service of the Lord.
因此我哋咧係應該係去服務至尊主嘅。
So when the man sees the woman, one man may think, oh, there's a very beautiful woman, I want to enjoy her.
有啲人咧就係會見到美麗嘅女士嘅話咧，佢哋就會諗住咧係點樣同佢哋享樂嘅。
And somebody else think, oh, there's a woman, oh, another woman, oh, be careful.
咁但係有啲人咧就話見到女士嘅時候咧，佢哋又非常之警惕啊！唔好啦，真係同佢哋保持距離好啲。
You may get caught.
佢哋咧係會被擒獲啊！
So both conceptions are wrong.
但係呢兩個概念咧嘅諗法都係錯喎。
We have to understand that everything is meant for the service of the Lord.
我哋應該要明白到咧，每一個事情咧或者東西咧，都係要咧去用嚟服務至尊主。
What should a devotee think when they see the woman?
咁如果一個奉獻者見到個女士嘅時候，佢哋將會點諗呢？
We should think, oh, there's a nice lady. She will make a nice servant of Krishna.
哦，咁佢哋就會咁諗啦。哦，呢個女士非常之好，佢哋應該咧係能夠替至尊主咧 Krishna 咧係做服務嘅。
I should try to engage her in the service of Krishna.
嘗試咧係請佢哋咧係服務至尊主嘅。
Give her a book to read. Tell her about Krishna.
俾一本書去睇啦，或者係講有關於 Krishna 嘅嘢俾佢聽啦。
Try to bring her to Krishna consciousness.
盡量咧係將佢提攜去成為有 Krishna 知覺嘅人。
So we have to recognize that both men and women, they are all the energy of Krishna, and they're all meant for the service of Krishna.
我哋應該要清楚，男士或者女士咧，佢哋都係至尊主嘅能量嚟嘅。咁因此咧，佢哋咧應該係要去服務至尊主。
And the mistake is to think that the material energy is for our enjoyment.
我哋嘅錯誤咧就係將呢個物質能量咧係用嚟俾我哋享樂嘅。
So the Lord Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita the elements of the material nature.
咁Krishna 喺《博伽梵歌》裏邊講到咧，係有關於物質能量。
Bhumerapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bina prakritir ashtada. Lord Krishna is speaking in chapter 7 about his material energy.
喺至尊主 Krishna 咧喺《博伽梵歌》嘅第7章裏邊咧，係講做有關於物質能量嘅。
It says earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energy.
水、土、火、空氣、以太、心意、智慧、假我，呢啲咧全部咧都係我嘅能量之一。
So the body which we have, male bodies and female bodies, are all combination of these elements.
所以男士或者女士佢嘅身體嘅構造咧，都係基於呢啲嘅元素組合而成嘅。
And then Lord Krishna goes on to describe about the soul and how the living entity is marginal energy of Krishna.
Krishna 咧亦都講到咧靈魂啊，咁靈魂咧就係生物體嘅 佢嘅屬於邊際能量嚟嘅。
The body is the material energy.
身體咧就係一啲物質嘅能量嚟嘅。
It's called apara prakriti, inferior nature.
就稱之為 apara prakriti， 就係意思咧就係低等能量。
But there's superior prakriti, that's the spiritual energy.
靈性嘅能量咧就係superior prakriti。
Yeah. And then this body, we said this is just like a dress. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes just like we change the dress, we change the body.
就寶瓜梵歌裏邊咧 ，Krishna 講述到啦，我哋嘅身體咧就好比一件衣服咁樣。
Vashamchi jirnani yata vihaya navani grinati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyati navani samani dehi. So the body, this body which we become so attracted to in the other sex, is just like a dress.
咁就係話我哋嘅身體咧係好受異性嘅吸引咧，就其實呢個身體咧係一件衣服嚟嘅。
The dress has no life.
呢個身體啊，呢個衣服咧係冇生命嘅。
The male cannot enjoy the dress of the female.
咁因此一個男士咧就唔能夠咧去享受一個女士嘅衣服嘅。
But we are attracted by these things. We become attracted by.
咁我哋但係咧係被呢啲衣服咧係所吸引住咧。
So Bhagavad Gita tells us, apariyamitastvanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yeyidam daryate jagat. Krishna is saying that beside the inferior energy, there's another energy of mine which is superior.
喺寶瓜梵歌裏邊咧 ，Krishna 有咁講到啊，呢個咧就係我嘅低等能量之餘咧，係有一個高等嘅能量嘅。
So there's the inferior energy, all the objects of the world, and this body also. This is the inferior energy, but there's a superior energy, which are the living entities.
就係一啲嘅物件啦，或者係我哋嘅身體啦。係屬於低等能量嘅，有一種咧係高等嘅能量咧，就存在。
What is the difference between the inferior energy and the living entity?
咁呢個係低等能量咧，同埋高等能量咧，即係生物體咧，佢哋兩者之間有咩分別咧
？The living entity has consciousness.
生物體咧係有知覺。
Right? Body has no consciousness.
但係身體就冇知覺嘅。
The consciousness in our body is coming from the soul.
靈魂咧係有知覺嘅，咁我哋嘅感覺咧係嚟自靈魂。
When the soul leaves the body, body's dead.
當呢個靈魂離開身體時候咧，呢個身體咧就係死亡。
You know, sometimes we see the couple, husband and wife, and they're so attached to each other.
就我哋睇到咧，夫婦之間咧，佢哋非常之依附對方嘅。
And when one of them dies, they don't want the body to be burned. They don't want the body to be cremated. They want to keep the dead body with them. No, this is my husband. No, this is my wife. No, you can't take him. No, we're so attached.
當妻子或者係丈夫佢哋係離世嘅時候咧，咁佢哋嘅另外嘅配偶咧就會非常之傷心啦，同埋咧係唔會將呢個屍體咧係會火化嘅，佢哋會將呢個遺體咧係保存住啦，係永遠咧都係喺度依附緊。
There was one television program and they were showing about this kind of attachment. And one elderly man was describing how after his wife died, he wanted to sit her in the car with him, and he was going to drive her around all the beautiful places they used to go and see.
咁有一個嘅電視嘅節目咧，就係話有一個人嘅妻子咧已經去世㗎啦。咁但係咧，佢仍然將佢嘅妻子咧嘅遺體咧就擺喺架車度啦，跟住咧係再去四圍去一向去嘅地方啦。
The dead body, he wanted to take the body of his dead wife with him in the car, and he thought, this was how he would show his appreciation for his wife.
咁就係咧，將呢個男士啊，將佢嘅妻子咧，就係嘅屍體咧，竟然放喺個車裏邊咧，就跟住咧就揸車帶佢四圍去睇風景啊之類嘅嘢。
But when somebody dies, we'll say they've gone.
咁但係有人咧就認為啦，有啲嘅人去世嘅時候咧，佢哋就會話啦，佢哋已經走咗啦。
The body is there, but they have gone. What is gone? The soul has gone.
意思就話呢個人咧已經去世啦，咁但係個屍體仍然喺度，靈魂咧係走咗，所以佢哋所講嘅走咗咧就係靈魂嚟嘅。
So what we're actually attached to is not the body, but the soul.
我哋應該要去依附嘅咧，不是個身體，而係個靈魂先至係。
But out of ignorance, we're thinking the person is the body.
咁我哋由於愚昧咧，我哋將呢個人嘅身體咧，就係作為佢哋嘅個目標。
So this example is this King Pururava. He is appreciating his own ignorance.
咁就喺呢處嘅 Pururava 王咧，就係喺度咧係欣賞緊佢自己嗰啲嘅愚昧。
He had enjoyed for a long time with this woman Urvasi.
佢同呢個女士 Urvasi 咧就係一同享樂咗好耐嘅。
And then she had left him.
但係咧呢個女士就係走咗咯。
So now he's understanding that actually it was all his own fault. It wasn't her fault.
咁但係最後咧，佢就係明白到啊，呢個咧係佢自己嘅錯誤，而唔係呢個女士嘅錯誤啊。
He was trying to enjoy the body of the woman.
佢嘗試上咧係去享受呢個女士嘅身體啦。
And but now he's understood that his mentality was wrong.
而家咧佢就明白到佢呢個嘅諗法咧係錯嘅。
And he's regretting his own ignorance.
佢對於佢嘅愚昧咧感覺到懊悔。
So it's a very instructive lesson for us to understand here.
對於呢個詩節嚟講咧，給予我哋好多嘅教導啊。
We want to appreciate the actual identity of the living entity.
我哋應該要去欣賞呢個生物體嘅真正嘅身份。
So I was quoting the Bhagavad Gita to you, how Krishna says there's another superior energy which are all the living entities.
我就講到啦，就係Krishna 咧喺《博果梵歌》裏邊講到啦，佢嘅高等能量咧，其實咧就係生物體。
And Lord Krishna goes on after saying how they're superior. He said the problem is yedam daryate jagat, that we are thinking this world is here for us, just for our enjoyment.
咁之後 Krishna 就講到咧，我哋所作出嘅巨大嘅錯誤咧，就係認為呢個世界咧係供給俾我哋去享樂嘅。
We're not recognizing we are also Prakriti.
我哋唔明白到我哋本人咧，亦都係 Prakriti。
Prakriti meaning nature or energy.
Prakriti 意思咧就係本質咧，或者係能量。
This world doesn't belong to us.
呢個世界並不屬於我哋嘅。
But we are thinking, this is mine.
但係我哋咧諗到咧，就係呢個世界係屬於我嘅。
You get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, he's mine, she's mine.
我哋有男朋友或者女朋友嘅時候咯，認為咧佢哋係屬於我哋嘅。
You have a child, mine, this is mine.
呢個就係有一個講法，我嘅。
Where this is the bodily conception.
咁呢個咧只不過係身體概念嘅想法。
First mistake is thinking I am this body.
第一個嘅錯誤咧就係話我認為我咧就係身體嚟嘅。
And the second mistake, this is mine,
第二
belongs
個
to
錯
me.
誤咧就係話呢啲係屬於我嘅。
So, aham and mamiti, we say I and mine, and this is the cause of why we get stuck in material world.
呢一個嘅概念咧，我或者我哋咧，就係令到我哋咧喺呢個物質世界咧係塞住喺度。
And you can see, we get attached to the other sex, and then the result is you have to take birth again.
我哋嘅就係被異性吸引咧，咁我哋嘅結果咧就會去再投生噶啦。
And we have taken birth many times.
我哋亦都係咧投生咗好多生好多世噶。
And every time we've had this problem.
每一次咧都係同樣呢啲嘅問題。
We get attached to the other sex.
我哋就係被呢個異性吸引。
So we have to be careful. We have to try to keep the spiritual consciousness.
因此我哋要必須小心謹慎咧，就係要去保持到有靈性嘅知覺。
We have to understand everyone as a spiritual being.
我哋要明白每一個生物體咧，都係一啲靈性嘅生物體嚟嘅。
While they're living in a body, they do have the body, but they're actually spiritual beings.
雖然佢哋咧係處喺一個物質身體裏邊，其實咧佢哋係一啲嘅靈性嘅生物體嚟嘅。
But Krishna says, Mami Vamsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manashastani Indriyani, Prakriti Stani Kashati. We're struggling with our mind and senses.
Krishna 喺《寶嘉梵歌》裏邊講述咧，就係我哋永遠咧都係喺呢個心意同埋感官咧係被困住嘅。
The mind is very restless and agitated, wants so many things.
心意咧係非常之活躍啦，同埋係好易受到刺激啦。
And then the senses also demand so much attention.
而且感官咧亦都係好要求好多嘅享樂啊。
And because of our mind and senses, this is how you get big cities like Hong Kong, with malls and stores and everything everywhere. It's all to satisfy the senses.
因此我哋呢個感官同埋心意咧，就係製造咗好似喺香港裏邊咧有好多嘅商場啦，或者係其他嘅享樂嘅中心啦。
So we have to learn to appreciate the spiritual aspect of life.
我哋因此咧係去嘗試欣賞至尊主嘅靈性能量。
Don't just look at the external, look inside.
我哋唔好去睇外在嘅，我哋要嘗試睇內在嘅。
You may say, oh, inside is horrible, it's all blood and bones and horrible things.
內在咧，我哋就係睇成咧係非常之可怕嘅，又有血啦，又有其他肉啦，好多好難嘅好難睇嘅嘢。
We want you to look at the spiritual particle.
我哋只不過咧係希望你去睇到靈性嘅一點。
Look with spiritual vision.
就係用一個靈性嘅視域咧，係去睇自己。
How to do that? You have to see through the eyes of the scriptures.
點樣能夠做到呢？我哋要透過經典嘅眼睛咧，係去明白。
Don't just use our material eyes.
唔好用我哋嗰啲物質嘅眼咧，係去睇。
The eyes will trick us.
眼咧，我哋嘅眼咧會令到我哋咧係錯誤嘅。
It's a snake. Kill it.
就話啊，呢條係蛇，你嘅殺咗佢啦。
Oh, it's only a rope.
其實係一條繩。
So That's what happens with the eyes. We make mistakes.
就係咧，我哋眼咧係能夠即係會做錯誤咧，令到我哋咧係錯誤咁去判斷嘅。
Lord Shiva has 3 eyes.
主舒維咧有3隻眼嘅。
One, the third eye, the eye of knowledge.
咁佢其中最嗰個眼咧，就係一隻眼咧，就係智慧之眼。
So we want to see with the eye of knowledge.
咁我哋應該要用咧知識咧係去睇事物。
Okay, any question?
有冇問題咧？
Yes?
You said that we keep coming back to this form because we get attached to the physical form of a person, which is what brings us back to this world, and that we should look at them in the spiritual way.
Look at them and what?
In the spiritual way, like as a soul.
Uh-huh.
That's what you said.
Yes.
So rather than not looking at them as a physical form,
Right.
can you elaborate how do we look at them just so okay, I look at them as a soul, but can you elaborate a bit on that?
Well, I'm saying you have to look with the eye.
Can I?
Okay.
我哋咧就睇我哋嘅身體咯，即係好多時都睇我哋嘅身體外在嘅形體啦。咁但係咧，我哋點樣去睇我哋內在嘅我咧？
You have to look with the eye of knowledge.
我哋要用咧有智慧嘅眼睛咧去睇自己。
I said, don't look just with these physical eyes.
唔好用我哋嘅咧現在嘅目光咧係去睇自己。
Because they make mistakes.
我哋會做出錯誤嘅。
But if we see through the eye of Shastra, scriptures, that will be perfect vision.
如果我哋能夠咧透過經典嘅眼睛咧去睇嘅自己嘅時候咧，咁就能夠得到完美嘅。
And we have to train our mind to see in that way.
我哋都要去訓練我哋嘅心意咧去睇呢啲嘅事。
We have to begin with ourselves.
我哋要從自己開始啊。
Understand that we're not the body.
要去明白我哋自己並不是身體。
And if we can understand our own self as a spiritual being, then we can go on to understand others.
咁我哋咧因此咧係去明白到我哋真正嘅我咧就係靈魂咧，亦都因此咧而咁樣咧去明白其他人嘅。
So this is self-realization.
呢啲係自我覺悟啊。
We have that book, Science of Self-Realization, right?
我哋有一本咧覺悟自我的科學呢本書咧。
So this is very big step in spiritual life.
喺呢個生命咧靈性生命嚟講咧，呢本書咧係給予我哋咧靈性嘅步伐。
To see ourselves as a spiritual being.
要睇到我哋自己咧係靈性嘅生物體嚟嘅。
Then we don't fear old age, disease and death.
因此咧，我哋唔會害怕咧生老病死啦。
We understand death is simply the change of a body.
我哋明白到咧死亡咧，只不過係將換一個身體嘅啫。
And we're making arrangements for our next body by the way we live in this life.
我哋咧係透過呢一生咧係點樣去生活咧，去接受另一個生命。
The body we have today is the results of our past.
咁我哋今日有呢個身體咧，係由於我哋過往嘅結果。
All right? Any other question?
有冇其他問題咧？
See, maybe we've got these bodies because the attachments we had in the past life, because of the people or things we were attached in our past life, they gave us the bodies we have today.
我哋今日能夠係得到呢個身體咧，我哋就係因為以往啊係所依附嘅事咧或者物咧係而形成嘅。
Maybe past life you were man, you were attached to women, become a woman.
或者你以往嘅一生呢，你係一個男士，但係呢，你依附一位女士喎，因此你現在有一個女士嘅身體。
Maybe for men, maybe past life we were women, but we were attached to man.
對於一個男士嚟講呢，現今佢係一位男士，就係話佢可能呢係去前生嘅時候呢，佢係依附一位男士啦，因此佢呢一世呢係一個男士。
So can remain in that condition, not necessarily human bodies. Sometimes you take the dog body, the bird's body, it's the same thing.
咁如果咧係我哋唔係依附人類嘅時候咧，或者依附雀仔啊，或者其他嘅動物咧，咁我哋咧就唔會係變成人啦，係會變成動物啦。
Is it like we are bringing the mind, intelligence and false ego from the past life? Like from our past birth we are carrying this in the next life?
係咪意味着咧我哋嘅前生咧嘅心意、智慧同埋假我咧，係帶嚟去我哋呢一個身體咧？
Yes, that's right. The subtle body is the mind, the intelligence, the ego. It goes with the soul. When the body dies, the subtle body goes along with the soul.
係啦，我哋嘅身體嘅以往嘅心意、假我或智慧咧，係喺靈魂嗰度嘅。咁佢哋咧係靈魂咧係投生去一個新嘅身體嘅時候咧，呢啲嘅淨化嘅元素咧就會係存在喺呢個身體裏邊。
So whatever we're remembering in the end of the life, that will take us to the next body.
我哋咧係喺呢一生嘅剩翻落嚟嘅東西咧，就會傳到去另一個新嘅身體嗰度嘅。
So for devotees, when we leave the body, at the time of leaving the body, we like to chant the holy name and hear the holy name, and then it can help to take you to a very better destination.
對於奉獻者而言咧，佢哋喺離世嘅時候嗰一刻咧，佢哋係唱誦 Hare Krishna 嘅時候咧，佢哋就能夠咧係去到一個更加好嘅目的地。
Okay, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.